Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Traders, I'm running a free training today and you're going to learn my #1 trading system that gets up with a 90% success rate and how to find these trades using a secret scanning tool and how I can actually have all my trading done in less than 1 hour per day. So I'm running this free web class today. So go to johnslivetraining.com or the very first link in the description. What I want to share with you now, guys, is a way and a form of reading these charts and reading these like how to read the markets itself, right? How to read these charts. If I look at these markets through here, right, let me just bring up a blank chart. I'm going to bring up this blank chart because I really want to share this with you for a minute here. If I'm going to bring up a blank chart here for a minute, how we read these markets and how we read these charts is really simple in these markets, okay? A lot of people say the market's rigged and we can't trade charts and all that sort of stuff. You can trade the charts. It's very simple. In the charts, there's these patterns, and then once your pattern forms, you get into the trade. Some of those trades are losing trades. Most of them should be profits. Rinse, recycle, repeat, right? But when we're trying to read these markets, right? How do you read the stock charts? How do you read the charts itself? The thing is this, right? The thing is this. You can see how when we're looking at these markets and looking at these charts, when the market starts to, right, there's these things called peaks and troughs or highs and lows. And most people will know this, but they don't really understand. They're not really fully incorporating this into the way that they're trading. So we can see that we have what? We have a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. That's obviously a bull market. Okay? That's obviously a bull market in the markets there. So if we have a lower low, lower high, that's obviously a bear market. So if the market is making higher highs and higher lows through here, there's not even a start of a bear market. So why would you think the market is going to crash when the market at that time is telling you the market's rising? Now, yes, we do get a rally and then we get pullback and then we get a rally and then we get a pullback, right? And then sometimes it goes sideways. But look at this through here, right? Look at this back, even back through the election. What happened here? We had this low, we had this high, we had an equal low, we had an equal high, we had an equal low. So no one was in control here. Then what do we have? We had a high, an equal high or slight higher high, then a higher low. So who's in control right now? Oh, the buyers are starting to show their hand. Then the market ran up, made another higher high and a higher low. Then it really started to break above these highs up here. So as this market picked up here, who's definitely starting to show their strength here? The buyers, right? Without us thinking or hoping or anything like that. Or people say, oh, they've injected another $1 trillion in the market. That's why the market went up. It may be so, but something simple as this tells you what's going on right now. Because if you're trading based on something that you think is going to happen, and there's no merit to that at all, you're really gambling. And the most important thing you can do is focus on what the chart is telling you right now. Okay? So even over here where we are right now, let me zoom right in to our current situation here. What's happening right now as we speak? We had what? We had a low, then we had a high, then we had a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, an equal high, some form of high low through there, and now we make another high. So even though we may be getting ready for some sort of a pullback, that may be just be a pullback before we continue up from there. Because we haven't broken the trend yet. Nothing has been changed here yet. So yes, we are probably due for some form of a pullback, but it may be just a very short-term pullback, just like we saw here. Actually, let's do this. All right, just like we saw here, here, and also here as well too. Okay. So that's basically what we're looking at there and what's actually going on right now in these markets here, okay? And how you read the stock charts. And the market is always telling you what's going on. If I bring up a stock called WBA, right? Let's bring up the daily chart here for a minute. And what I want to do right now is I just want to open up this. And I'm going to bring this up here right now, guys. Now, this will surprise you guys, but it's actually a lot more simpler to read these markets than you think. See, one of the biggest mistakes most traders make is that they bring up a chart, right, that looks like, say, something like this, and then they view the chart like this. They've got trend lines all over the place, right, or even not, right? They just look at it like this. Maybe a couple of months, maybe even 1 month worth of data. There's not enough to see what's really going on with the buyers and sellers in the markets. So let me bring this back up here now. And let me show you what I mean here, right? So what happened here, right? Look at this. We'll just talk about this recent time through here. We had a run down. We had a lower high, and then we had a lower high, right? Notice that we had lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. Then the market came down through to here. And then guess what happened? It popped up, didn't it? Now, if all you were looking at with this chart was just this point through here, that's all you're looking at was that point through there. Who's coming into control right now? Who's starting to come into this market? It's the buyers, right? We can start to see, instead of it going down, making lower highs, look at this here. See this very first higher low? That was the sign. This was the overall market telling you we're now looking for more upside to come. Right? So we're now looking for more upside to come. And so we're trying to make lower highs, and then we have this sort of point through here as well. So when we're looking at that point, we can start to see that that's what's going on. And then the buyers are showing their hand right here, right now. So we can talk about a lot of things like fundamentals in the market. But if you keep your trading down to something as simple as that, the truth in the markets, then you'll be able to start to see. And that's why sometimes I like to use the black charts with nothing on there, right? Because I can just clearly see, oh, look, there's a lower high, and I can clearly see, oh, look, the buyers are coming in here, and then the buyers are, this is making a high low, and they're rallying up, right? Just like Caterpillar did. What did Caterpillar do? Lower high, then it ran up, made a lower high, lower low, then came down, made a lower high, then a lower low. Oh, look what's coming now. Buyers, they held it up. The buyers are coming in strong. Then they start to rally up. As this market starts to gap up through here and comes up through here, who's coming in now? The what? The buyers, right? Then the buyers come back up. Now they're having a bit of a pullback. They're probably liking a bit of pullback before it starts to go for another run again. Right? Just like JP Morgan. Same sort of thing, right? Look at this here. Low. Let me bring up the good old Snagit tool for you, since I love my Snagit so much. Right? High, low, and low. No one in control, right? Pretty much sideways. The market ran up, made a higher high, came down, made a higher low. We started the run up through here. Guess who's in control? Oh, look, the buyers. And then we went for a nice run. Now we've gone for a nice run because how the markets work is it goes for a run, then it pulls back. Then it goes for a run, then it pulls back. Since we've gone for a run, what are we expecting here? Probably some form of a pullback. And then maybe a continuation up. We just go from there, right? So if you read in the market as is, right? So let me just, I'll zoom this out a bit more, right? If all you saw on this chart here for a minute, right? Let me just do this here. No. White, right? So if all you saw on this chart was this, right? If that's all you saw on this chart, and that's everything you saw, then you would say, okay, it's made a low, it's made a higher high, now it's made a higher low, and it's running up. The buyers are showing strength, especially now we're breaking past these all-time highs through here. The buyers are showing strength. So when the buyers show strength, okay, now the buyers are coming in, we're probably likely to go for a nice run. And then that's what it does, right? Before, after, before, after.